A good evening to you wherever you may be. We are in Gainesville, Georgia tonight for tonight's RWL Rage. We're certainly glad you're here. My name's Don Hickson, and joining me will be Christy Ogilvie and Myra Schimmelman. And ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be an exciting card as we get closer and closer to Monday, May the 26th, and the Snarl and Rage combined Memorial Day card. And let me tell you, that is going to be absolutely outstanding.
He's right, and I ought to know because I'm putting it together right now. Some of the matches are already signed, a lot of it's still up in the air, but by Monday, it is going to be off the chain.
There's going to be an awful lot of championship matches that night, and the Memorial Day card is hot every year.
Every year so far, Christy. We start tonight's Rage with Legends Division action with the one-man Riot Squad, Dick the Bulldog Brower, set to go one-on-one against Mr. USA, Tony Atlas.
Sounds like we're coming in hot, Christy.
And I am ready for it.
Welcome to RWL Rage. Tonight's opening match is scheduled for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, along with manager Lou Albano from Dover, Delaware, weighing in at 285 pounds, he's the one-man Riot Squad, Dick the Bulldog Brower.
He's been called a wild man, he's been called a bug-eyed lunatic, but Dick the Bulldog Brower certainly competent inside the squared circle, and he is all set to go tonight against Mr. USA Tony Atlas, and what a match that is set to be.
Let me tell you, Albano, he's cooking something up. You'll notice he's been running Bulldog Brower and George the Animal Steel frequently. That's because they're going to be in action on the 26th as a tag team. Although, God help me, I can't ever see them winning a tag team championship.
Ugh. Me neither. Bad enough the Angels of Anarchy are new women's tag champs, and the thought of Steel and Brower with championship gold? It doesn't bear thinking about.
But given Lou Albano's successful track record of tag team champions, it remains a very real possibility.
And his opponent from Roanoke, Virginia, weighing in at 280 pounds, it's Mr. USA, Tony Atlas.
This should be a fairly even matchup, and it'll be brains versus brawn here, with Brower and Atlas at about the same weight, but with totally conflicting in-ring styles. Damned if I can call a winner for sure, but I can still speculate, and I think Atlas has a little bit of an edge over Brower in the intelligence department. Hope that's going to be enough to get Tony Atlas through this one with a possible win.
And we are all set for what should be a very exciting opening contest indeed. On tonight's RWL Rage, there is the bell. Tony Atlas charges, misses with the drop kick. Bulldog Brower countered with a kick. Tony Atlas countered by Brower. A clothesline finds Tony Atlas out on the floor very early in the goings here, as Bulldog Brower steps out, and he is quickly countered by Mr. USA. A huge takedown by Bulldog Brower on the outside. Both men quickly returning to the ring. Bulldog Brower with a rake of the back of Tony Atlas and into a power slam. Going for an immediate cover, but only garnering a 1. Bulldog Brower countered by Tony Atlas. Brower counters Tony Atlas. A double chop to the ears. Wow. Bulldog Brower really starts to open up with a series of hard right hands, followed up with a stomp to the midsection. Bulldog Brower countered with an elbow by Tony Atlas and an excellent crossbody, followed up with a kick to the back. Mr. USA rounds up Bulldog Brower, winds up the arm, boom, into a top wrist lock, but Bulldog Brower powering his way out. Brower Into a dragon sleeper on Atlas. Atlas slapping the hand away. And there's the power of Mr. USA all the way up, all the way down. Into a dominator. Mr. USA with an inverted atomic drop right in the store, and I'm sure Brower felt that one. Bulldog Brower, a glute does press, and a series of right hands, much to the delight of Captain Lou Albano as Brower covers again, barely garnering a one. Tony Atlas quickly back up on his feet, and again, look at this. Slams him right down with a military press drop. Tony Atlas stomps the arm of Bulldog Brower. Atlas going for his first cover here. One. And only just a one. Bulldog Brower powering out of the pit. Brower charges. What a clothesline. Takes Tony Atlas down. And oh, here we go. Bulldog Brower exposing the steel of the turnbuckle. Atlas with a beautiful, beautiful drag right there. Mr. USA working up the crowd here in Gainesville, and they love Tony Atlas down here in Gainesville, Georgia. Brower back up on his feet, hangs Tony Atlas up over the top rope. Mr. USA whipped to the far corner by Bulldog Brower, counters with an elbow. Brower counters him, and a running headbutt takes Atlas right back down the canvas again. Bulldog Brower drives a knee into the chest of Tony Atlas. Another headbutt puts Atlas into the corner, an elbow across the back of the head. Tony Atlas stuck in that far corner. A chop takes him out, puts him out onto the floor, and yet again, Bulldog Brower exposing the steel on a second turnbuckle now. Tony Atlas rounded up, whipped to the far corner. A chop across the chest, a second. And Bulldog Brower setting Tony Atlas up into the tree of woe, and putting the boots to the throat of Mr. USA. Bulldog Brower, the one-man riot squad, perhaps putting in a bit too much exertion. Brower, up, here we go with a Tongan death grip, but no, Tony Atlas quickly powering out as the referee corrects that turnbuckle. Atlas with a double air clap on Brower. He's got him by the throat, and look at this, Mr. USA with another Dominator-style slam. And whoa, he is rallying the crowd here in Gainesville tonight. Mr. USA with a clothesline. Follows up with a second, a rebound off the rope, and a beautiful spinning heel kick from Mr. USA Tony. And here goes Captain Lou Albano, attempting to distract Atlas, buying Bulldog Brower time to get to his feet. But to no avail, Brower not able to make any use of it. Bulldog Brower has him up. Classic wrestling takedown from the one-man riot squad. And again, Bulldog Brower, he has been taking lessons from George the Animal Steel when it comes to turnbuckle. Mr. USA counters Brower from behind with an elbow. And whoa, Nelly, here we go, boom! Busted Atlas wide open with a hard right. Albano again trying to mess around with those turnbuckles. And with the referee distracted, and Brower into a Cobra clutch, here's a possible submission. Atlas countered, Brower escaping the hold. Bulldog Brower catches a kick to the midsection. Mr. USA Tony Atlas has him all the way up again, but Brower counters with a shot to the head, a shot to the back of the head. And oh my, look at this. He's got Brower up into a pinning powerbomb. The referee's got no choice but to count it. 1, 2, 3, and that is the end. Dick the Bulldog Brower defeats Tony Atlas by pinfall.
Here's the time, 5 minutes and 38 seconds. Your winner, Bulldog Brower.
Well, that sucks. Tony Atlas came so close, but he couldn't overcome the trickery of Brower and Albano combined. Poor referee's head had to be on a swivel in this one, but Brower winds up squeezing out a win for himself with a 3 count. Can't say I like it much, but Atlas ended up at a disadvantage as the match went on. Rough break for Tony Atlas.
Brower and Steele just seem to keep winning. This concerns me, because Monday on the 26th, they've got a title match. Who can say? Again, Lou Albano, like Donnie says, is the guiding light. You just never know.
Good outcome for Bulldog Brower. Not so good for Mr. USA Tony Atlas. And we'll be right back. with more RWL Rage right after this. Alright, as we continue tonight on RWL Rage Ladies Division competition with Carmella, set to face the self-professed baddest woman on the planet, Ronda Rousey,
accompanied by that schmuck Too Short Popeye.
This next ladies division match is scheduled for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Coming down the aisle from Staten Island, New York, here is Carmella.
Alright, well, recent WWE expatriate Carmella, along with Blair Davenport and Dakota Kai, still finding their legs here in RWL, but Carmella out here all by herself this evening, one-on-one against Ronda Rousey of the Bell Unlimited faction.
And you know how much I hate Too Short Popeye and anything associated with him. I'm going to come out and say it right in front of everybody. I wish Tex Lynch had killed him in that Hell in a Cell match last year. All right? Out in the open.
You're supposed to say, unalived Myron.
Excuse me?
We're not using the K word anymore.
Get out of here with that nonsense.
Alright, you two, reel it in just a little bit as we await the arrival of Ronda Rousey.
Her opponent, along with Too Short Popeye Scott Bell, from Venice Beach, California, the baddest woman on the planet, Ronda Rousey.
Well, Ronda here made her last appearance on RWL Southwest last week, losing to Rockin' Robin, who we'll be seeing later on. And, as a result, Ronda Rousey arrives in a very salty mood, going into this match with Carmella. She's sure not doing anywhere near as good as she was in the UFC octagon, and I bet you anything, Scott's dialing up the pressure on her to win this match.
I don't believe it and I don't understand it. She's working for that schmuck and still getting fan support.
Like it or not, Myron, she's still a big star. Willie Johnson rings the bell. Carmella steps outside. Well, now, perhaps Carmella having some apprehension about encountering Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey opens up with a series of shots. Carmella counters with a right on the outside. Misses with a standing dropkick. Referee already initiating the count. Ronda Rousey nails her a right. Winds up the arm. Carmella counters with a right of her own. A jab from Ronda, a charge and a miss, and woohoo! Ronda Rousey dropped to the floor. Carmella gets Ronda Rousey back inside the ring. And finally, we may have some order restored here. A right to the back of the head of Ronda Rousey from Carmella. Carmella has her up. Whoa! A spine buster. Unexpected for sure. Ronda Rousey in the far corner. Catching a boot to the throat from Carmella. Well, now. Ronda Rousey. Oh, look at this. Carmella going literally straight for the throat. Ronda Rousey probably not expecting such aggression from Carmella. Carmella takes herself all the way up to the top, drops an elbow across the back of Ronda Rousey. Ronda back up on her feet, into a dragon sleeper for Carmella. Ronda drives a knee into Carmella. Oh, but whoa! An angle slam out of absolutely nowhere. And now Ronda Rousey. Oh my, that's just stretching the arm of Carmella and then delivering a stomp. Ronda Rousey with Carmella up over the shoulder. Classic wrestling takedown. Ronda Rousey catches a clothesline from Carmella. Ronda rolls out to the floor, perhaps needing a reset of sorts. Carmella with a dropkick on Ronda Rousey on the outside. Look, oh my, look at that, a flurry of shots from Ronda Rousey and a counter from Carmella. Ronda Rousey taken down to the floor again by Carmella. Ronda has her, oh, wow, slammed her hard to the floor. Carmella setting it up here, but Ronda Rousey counters, takes Carmella down to the floor. Referee Willie Johnson is already counting. And another angle slam from Ronda Rousey to Carmella on the outside. And this battle has already intensified quite a bit. Carmella rolled to near the far corner on the outside. Ronda Rousey making her way back inside. The referee continuing to count. Carmella, Ronda Rousey displaying a certain degree of confidence here. And I'm sure Too Short Popeye Scott Bell's quite happy with what he sees so far. Carmella makes her way back into the ring. Ronda Rousey unaware that she's returned, and whoa, look at this here. Whoa, man, did she get slammed hard. Ronda Rousey says, oh, no, you don't. Goes behind. Whoa, talk about a retaliatory suplex from the self-professed baddest woman on the planet, Carmella, trying to get herself readjusted here. Ronda Rousey putting the boots to the chest of Carmella. Wow. Whoa, misses with the low clothesline. Ronda Rousey gathers Carmella back up to a standing position, swings and misses with the kick. Carmella escorts her to the far corner, smashes her head into the... Whoa, hello! Look at this right here. A pummeling from Carmella. Ronda Rousey delivers a kick to the back of the leg of Carmella. A Russian leg sweep takes Carmella down to the canvas. Rousey rounds her up again. Whoa, hard right. Carmella counters with a kick and a standing drop kick that drops Ronda Rousey to the mat. Right for the throat again goes Carmella, realizing that Ronda Rousey is going to be a difficult opponent. There's a clothesline with a roll. Man, check this out. Ronda Rousey rounds her up. Wicked strength kick to the midsection. Carmella quickly back up on her feet. Turns it into a dragon screw on Ronda Rousey. Gets her back down on the mat. Carmella slams her down with another spine buster. I'm sure Ronda Rousey wasn't expecting this level of competition from Carmella. There's an elbow to the face. Carmella pitches her to the far corner again. Ronda Rousey being turned around here. Into the far corner. Ronda Rousey counters. Carmella counters. And another savage pummeling from Carmella. Ronda Rousey has her up, slams her down, one arm. Wow. Ronda Rousey drags Carmella near center ring, covers one, but just a one. Whoa. A powerful kick out from Carmella. Ronda Rousey has her by the hair, takes her, pitched her right over the top rope and out onto the floor. And once again, referee Willie Johnson will have to initiate the count as Ronda Rousey takes herself out there as well. They lock up, they tussle, collar and elbow. Ronda Rousey shoved back. Carmella set up front. Whoa! What a suplex, what elevation, she flew. Ronda Rousey gathers Carmella up, another kick to the midsection. And look at this, whoa here, look at this. Whoa! What in the hell was that? Ronda Rousey pitched into the ring steps by Carmella. Carmella rounds Rousey up again. And not quite done yet. Pitches her towards the barricades near the far corner on the left side of the screen. Referee Willie Johnson counting both ladies now as Carmella steps out and reinitiates the count from one again. Ronda Rousey back up on her feet, takes down Carmella. Ronda Rousey indicating to the fans that she is okay, although I'm not quite sure that's true. Ronda Rousey swings and misses with a kick. Carmella misses with a kick. Carmella counters Ronda Rousey with a shot to the midsection. A fireman's carry from Ronda Rousey. Gathers up Carmella again. Carmella counters with a pretty solid left. Pitches Ronda Rousey into the ring steps. And well, what are we seeing out of Carmella here? As she really goes to work on Ronda Rousey, draws her again into the ring steps a second time. The referee continuing to count. Ronda Rousey shoved halfway across towards the lower part of the screen. Carmella rounds up Ronda, rolls her back inside the ring. Carmella makes her way in herself. Gathers Ronda Rousey up. Inverted Russian leg, and look at this. Whoa, a submit. Wow, Whoa, unbelievable. Ronda Rousey caught in the scissors here from Carmella, a most unorthodox submission. The referee checking Ronda Rousey, but Carmella releases the hold. Perhaps believing sufficient damage has been done. Ronda Rousey slaps her hand away, takes her down, and into an armbar. Carmella, look at this, will ya? Unbelievable. Counters and escapes the hold from Ronda Rousey. Carmella back up on her feet. Tries to deliver a kick. Ronda Rousey shoves her away. Has her up over the shoulders again. And boom! Oh man! Slammed her down with authority. Ronda Rousey drags Carmella center ring. Goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3, and wrap this one up and take it home. Ronda Rousey wins by pinfall.
Here's the time, 8 minutes and 43 seconds. And your winner, Ronda Rousey.
Don, Christy, I mean, what can I tell you? This sucks.
Easy there, Myron. I know you were hoping for a win from Carmella, but we can't win 'em all, honey. But I'm right there in the trenches with you. This win by Ronda means Scott Bell will be pestering the front office for any sort of championship match he can negotiate for Ronda, which, of course, explains that annoyed look on Myron's face. I'm sorry you're having a rough day, babe.
I can feel the blood pulsing behind my ears.
And we'll be right back with more RWL Rage right after this. Alright fans, as Rage continues tag team competition of the highest order as the Insider, Stefan Von Berger, and Big Jake Blackwell face Tommy Wilcox and Oliver Hollywood, the reigning RWL Rage tag team champions.
This next non-title tag team match is scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. First, along with Sylvia Strong, at a combined weight of 545 pounds, Stefan Von Berger, and RWL International Champion, Big Jake Blackwell, the Insiders.
The Insiders are still a solid tag team, even if Stefan Von Berger recently lost the Rage television title to T-Dog Tomasio. He's taking it in stride. Big Jake Blackwell still has the International Championship, and Sylvia Strong is still very, very proud of these guys. They're the number 3 on the squad. He's got the Originals, the Psychedelics, and the Insiders. Woman controls 3 tag teams. I mean, that's absolutely wild.
Well, yes, the Stronghold, certainly an extraordinary stable of wrestlers for Sylvia Strong. And Myron, you neglected to mention the number 14 Power and Beauty, Francis Frankie Pacone and Marta Gordon.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm sorry, I was focused solely on the men's team.
It's fine, Myron. That stable of hers has got so many stars. It's hard to keep them all straight sometimes. Wondering if the Insiders are going to have what it's going to take to beat Wilcox and Hollywood.
And their opponents, along with the Fairfield Fox, Faye Crawford, at a combined weight of 447 pounds, the RWL Rage Tag Team Champions, Tommy Wilcox and Oliver Hollywood.
Hollywood and the Cocoa Beach Wonderkin riding high since snagging the Rage Tag titles from Wild Fortune recently, and they are going to have their hands full facing the Insider, Stefan Von Berger, and the man of the people, Big Jake Blackwell. What a combination of wrestlers we've got here for this tag team matchup.
And a pair of very driven, very dynamic ladies standing ringside, supporting those teams. Tommy and Hollywood are going to do a lot of high flying to keep the Insiders guessing and off balance.
The champs going into this one with a decided speed advantage. Let's see if they can exploit it. As referee Willie Johnson sounds the bell. Look at this, Stefan Von Berger pulling Willie Johnson out of a sticky situation right away. Here comes the man of the people, Big Jake Blackwell. Tommy Wilcox standing by, locks him up. Blackwell whips him out over onto the apron, and now Tommy Wilcox stuck between the devil and the deep blue sea. Both Blackwell and Von Berger, and on the wrong side of town and on the outside of the ring. Big Jake Blackwell countered with a kick to the midsection by Tommy Wilcox. Wilcox delivers a kick to the back. Blackwell, with a running clothesline, takes Wilcox back down to the floor a second time. Tommy Wilcox catching a neckbreaker from the man of the people, Big Jake Blackwell, the international champion. Blackwell catches a couple of knees from Wilcox. Tommy Wilcox finding his way out of danger there. There's an elbow to the face for Blackwell. Tommy Wilcox rolls him back inside the ring and taking the long way around to get back inside. And here he comes over the top rope, Big Jake Blackwell. Locked up, catches a kick to the midsection, does Wilcox. Tommy Wilcox up over the shoulder, but a quick switcheroo drives an elbow into the knee of Big Jake Blackwell. Blackwell locked up, there's another kick to the midsection. And Will, look at this right away, the Salida del Sol. Here's a pin, one. But Stefan Von Berger right there to disrupt things. Von Berger with a butt bump on Tommy Wilcox. Wilcox swings and misses. Big Jake Blackwell moves back in on his opponent. Stefan Von Berger not even supposed to be in there. Willie Johnson should be counting. There we go. He's counting him out. Tommy Wilcox catches a right from Blackwell. Blackwell has him up. Where's he going to deposit him? Nowhere. Look at this. Inverted DDT from the Cocoa Beach Wonderkin. Tommy Wilcox rounds him up hard. Forearm takes Blackwell down to the canvas again. And here comes Oliver Hollywood. Hollywood moves in, delivers a spinning right to Blackwell. Goes up behind, look at this over here. Frankensteiner dropping Blackwell on the top of his skull. Here's a cover, 1, 2. No, not even a 2. Big Jake Blackwell kicking out right away. Oliver Hollywood has to go back to work here. Catches a kick to the midsection from Blackwell. Blackwell whips him out over onto the apron. Wilcox watching his partner work here. Oh, man, look at this. An elbow right to the top of the head of Big Jake Blackwell from Oliver Hollywood. A stomp to both feet. Both feet stomping the shoulder of Big Jake Blackwell as Tommy Wilcox comes back in on the tag. Big Jake Blackwell counters with a kick, gets back to a standing position. He's going to take himself to the top turnbuckle. Tommy Wilcox decks him one, and he doesn't even flinch. Double axe handle right to Tommy Wilcox in retaliation. Big Jake Blackwell rounds up Wilcox. Sets it up. There's a cravat suplex to Tommy Wilcox. The man of the people, Big Jake Blackwell, drives a knee into the head of Tommy Wilcox. Faye Crawford got to be looking on with some degree of concern. Blackwell drives Wilcox head right into the turnbuckle, strikes him another one, and oh man, Tommy Wilcox catching a boot to the throat, but counters and kicks and finds his way out of the corner. Locks up Blackwell. Look at this, there's the ankles around the neck, and there's a whirligig. And down goes Big Jake Blackwell, center ring. Blackwell locked up by Wilcox. Wilcox catching elbows to the midsection from Big Jake Blackwell. Look at this, whoa, nice wraparound DDT by the international champion. Big Jake Blackwell sets it up, Fisherman Buster, right to Tommy Wilcox. And here comes Stefan Von Berger, the German technician. Perhaps still slightly salty at the loss of the Rage television title to T-Dog Tomasio, and he's going to take some of it out on Tommy Wilcox and Oliver Hollywood. Whoa, did you see that splash off the rope? For a man of his size, he sure moves quickly. Stefan Von Berger waiting for Tommy Wilcox to reach a standing position here, and boom, flying fist drops him right back down to the canvas again. Von Berger unloads with a series of lefts and a stomp to the midsection. And here comes Big Jake Blackwell again. Tommy Wilcox hasn't moved. Here's a cover. 1, 2, but Oliver Hollywood right there to break it up. Big Jake Blackwell going after Hollywood here. Setting it up and a chicken wing suplex to Oliver Hollywood. Tommy Wilcox delivers a stomp to the shoulder of Blackwell. And now Blackwell's on the canvas. Blackwell back to a standing position here. Wilcox locks him up, wraps him around. Whoa, what a nasty neckbreaker right there. And whoa, super kick out of no place. Tommy Wilcox definitely steps over Blackwell, makes his way to the top turnbuckle, and look at this, Big Jake Blackwell to a standing position, center ring. Whoa, beautiful, beautiful arm drag from Tommy Wilcox, and here comes Oliver Hollywood again. Big Jake Blackwell laid out near the far corner. Wrist clutch stomps to the chest from Hollywood. Hollywood, of course, a 15-year veteran and RWL former tag team partner to American Supreme Matt Clark. Here comes the German technician, Stefan von Berger. Ollie misses with his swing, but brings down von Berger to the canvas, and here's a arm bar stretch. Stefan von Berger taking a series of rights from Oliver Hollywood. Hollywood rounds him up, wrist clutch stomps to the chest for von Berger as well. Oliver Hollywood gathers him up again, and whoa, a nasty DDT from Hollywood. Tommy Wilcox comes in on the tag, and Wilcox and Hollywood certainly exploiting their speed advantage. Wilcox with a kick, a chop, takes von Berger down, delivers a kick to the back. Tommy Wilcox with a kick to the midsection of Stefan von Berger. Von Berger rounded up again. With the educated feet of Tommy Wilcox really going to work on the German technician. Von Berger driven into the opposing team's turnbuckle. He's up on the top turnbuckle now. Tommy Wilcox setting up this project. Whoa! Off the top turnbuckle, Salida del Sol, but not enough for a pin. Here comes Oliver Hollywood. Stefan von Berger laid out near center ring. Sweeps the leg of Oliver Hollywood, takes him down. Here comes Big Jake Blackwell. Oliver Hollywood standing center ring, ducks him, tags him a hard right, German suplex, nearly folding Big Jake Blackwell in half. And here comes Tommy Wilcox again. The team working very efficient. Whoa, did you see that beautiful evasion from Tommy Wilcox, just rolling out of the way of Blackwell's swing. Blackwell puts on the brakes near the far corner, delivers a stunner. And Tommy Wilcox is out. Here comes Stefan von Berger again. Both teams tagging very efficiently. Stefan von Berger makes his way to the top turnbuckle. Here he goes, double boot stomp right to the guts of Tommy Wilcox. Von Berger covers 1, 2, but another near fall in this wild non-title tag team matchup. Stefan von Berger delivers wrist clutch stomps to the chest of Tommy Wilcox. And the German technician really starting to open up here. And oh man, Tommy Wilcox is already busted open. And now, Stefan von Berger absolutely torturing the arms and shoulders, drives knees into the back of Tommy Wilcox, right center ring. Wilcox counters with a kick to the head, gets back to a standing position, gathers up Stefan von Berger, locks him up, whips him to the far corner. The German technician quickly escapes. Wilcox misses with the sweep. Von Berger misses with the kick, but that Hurricane Rana did not miss from Tommy Wilcox. Von Berger counters, catches a kick from Wilcox. Wilcox takes him down to one knee, and look at this. Tommy Wilcox warming up the run, rebound off the ropes, and oh man, a basement Hurricane Rana right on the top of the dome for Stefan von Berger, and he is out as Oliver Hollywood comes in. Stefan von Berger, not even aware of what's going on, catches a kick to the back from Ollie, deftly steps over, makes his way to the second, up to the top, and a beautifully executed moonsault from Oliver Hollywood. Arm bar stretch to Stefan von Berger. Sylvia Strong got to be a little concerned at this point. Tommy Wilcox watching as Oliver Hollywood pitches Stefan von Berger over the top rope. Oliver Hollywood rallying the troops here in Gainesville, and the folks here in the Peach States certainly very, very fond of Oliver Hollywood and Stefan von Berger. Von Berger back on his feet on the outside, referee counting. Here comes Tommy Wilcox. Von Berger back inside the ring, and there it is again. That's Salida del Sol. He can beat you so many ways. 1, 2, and yet another near fall as the German technician powers out of the pin. Tommy Wilcox locks up Von Berger, whips him into... Von Berger puts on the brakes, running kick right to the face of Tommy Wilcox. Von Berger drives both knees into the canvas, and now driving his knee into the knee of Tommy Wilcox. Whoa, that is going to be a painful one. Von Berger, once again, got Tommy Wilcox by the wrist and absolutely just going to town on the Cocoa Beach Wonderkin, who is definitely in big time trouble right now. Von Berger again with the knees to the back, rolls out of it. Tommy Wilcox trying to get, whoa, quick counter, takes Von Berger down unexpectedly. And here comes Oliver Hollywood again. Hollywood moves in, locks it up with Von Berger. Von Berger escorting him to his team's corner. Hit first into the turnbuckle, goes Hollywood, quickly escapes the corner. Von Berger misses the grapple, catches a kick, and is quickly taken down by Oliver Hollywood. Classic wrestling takedown. Stefan Von Berger makes his way to his corner, tags in the man of the people, Big Jake Blackwell. Blackwell charges. Look at this wraparound DDT. Face plant for Oliver Hollywood, center ring. Blackwell with a nice suplex. Oliver Hollywood rounded up again very quickly, and a belly to belly, and a stomp to the chest, and a kick to the midsection. Big Jake Blackwell going all kinds of off here. Cravat suplex. The momentum has certainly shifted here. Where Wilcox and Hollywood had been in control for some time, it has now fallen to the insiders. Quick, clever arm drag from Oliver Hollywood on Big Jake Blackwell. Blackwell takes down Oliver Hollywood with some degree of authority on that one. Blackwell has him up. Whoa! Quick counter from Oliver Hollywood. You barely saw it happen. And here we go again. Fisherman Buster to Big Jake Blackwell. Oliver Hollywood warming it up here. Big Jake Blackwell in big trouble. Soccer kick right to the side of the head. And slammed back down to the canvas as Oliver Hollywood goes for the cover. 1, 2, and again another near fall in this wild tag team matchup that has progressed for quite some time now. Oliver Hollywood wands it up. Blackwell with a hard fist to the side of the head. Oliver Hollywood counters with an elbow. Blackwell counters with a hard right, a double shot to the midsection. Oliver Hollywood with a kick to the midsection. Holly taking him down. Big Jake Blackwell face down on the canvas all of a sudden, and here comes Tommy Wilcox again. The momentum may be shifting again towards Wilcox and Hollywood, the Rage Tag Team Champions. Tommy Wilcox off the top rope, spin. Didn't quite connect that time, hurt himself. Rebound off the top rope, moonsault, definitely caught Blackwell that time. And here we go again, yet another moonsault from Tommy Wilcox, doing a little bit of showing off here. And here comes Stefan Von Berger, the German technician again, gets spun around with a hard right. And here goes Tommy Wilcox, tried for the Frankensteiner, but Von Berger a little too quick for the counter. Stefan Von Berger driving both knees of Tommy Wilcox into the canvas. Wilcox gathered up another kick to the midsection. A spinning back fist from Stefan Von Berger as Big Jake Blackwell comes back in. Tommy Wilcox laid out. Big Jake Blackwell dragging him towards center ring. Wilcox absolutely motionless. Here we go. He's setting it up. There it is, a sharpshooter for Tommy Wilcox. Referee checking. Tommy Wilcox in big time trouble. He is tapping out. That is all. The Insiders defeating Wilcox and Hollywood by submission. Let's get the official time from Aria Mitchell.
Here's the time, 14 minutes and 12 seconds. And your winners by tap out, the Insiders.
Now that's what you get when you got championship level competition on all sides. That was just a kick-ass matchup. I really did think that either Wilcox and Hollywood would have won it, or at least taken it to a draw, but Big Jake Blackwell went for that submission on Wilcox, with Oliver Hollywood out of commission. And nowhere nearby to break up the hold and save his partner's bacon. The Insiders were very strategic in snagging this win. Lucky for Wilcox and Hollywood, it was a non-title match, or things would not be ending as quietly as they are now.
I would imagine not, Christy. It probably would have been borderline Riotland. We'll be back with more RWL Rage when we return right after this. Well, fans, as you know here at RWL, first-time encounters are always a big deal, but this one is definitely exceptional for the first time ever Cruiserweight Champion Gary Galaxy. Set to lock it up with Mr. Markomania himself, Mad Dog Mark McKay, as we close out the first hour tonight.
Mark McKay's been around a while. I thought it was time these two met.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next non-title match is scheduled for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Coming down the aisle, along with Sylvia Strong and Johnny G.V. Bianco from Chesapeake, Virginia, weighing 198 pounds, the RWL Cruiserweight Champion, the prototype, Gary Galaxy.
Well, much like the old Sesame Street song, one of these things is not like the others. Johnny Bianco up there with Sylvia Strong and Gary Galaxy, the Cruiserweight Champion. Sylvia Strong, I would imagine, bringing GB out there for some good luck in this first-time encounter between Gary Galaxy and Mad Dog Mark McKay.
That's kinda sweet though. But you're not kidding. It sure is weird seeing GB out there, when he's usually in here. But hey, they're a couple, he and Sylvia, so why not? After all, this isn't Snarl, and he's not tied to the booth. Okay, so, Gary's been on a hot streak, but he's never met up with Mad Dog McKay before, so there's no way of knowing, especially when McKay has a knack for pulling off unlikely upsets. I think you outdid yourself tonight with this one, Myron Honey.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Christy. I thought it was it might very well be the best match of the night.
It certainly is, Myron, a match of some significant interest, particularly to most RWL fans.
His opponent, along with Miss Morse X, from Ithaca, New York, weighing 205 pounds. Here's Mad Dog Mark McKay.
Well, sir, this gentleman and his valet have made quite an impact. In his time here in RWL, he debuted here on Rage months ago, and ever since he has been getting a lot of attention, particularly with the feud involving Ballarat Jack Jones of the United Kingdom, sidelining Ballarat Jack for quite some time until they collided again in a hardcore match, a no-rules matchup, which Ballarat Jack won. But Mad Dog Mark McKay certainly back on the scene and understands fully the potential involved in this matchup if he could get a 3-count pinfall or a submission over the RWL Cruiserweight Champion. That would give him a great deal of credence with the front office, and at some point in the future we could see Mad Dog Mark McKay competing for championship gold around here. And so Mr. Markomania Mad Dog Mark McKay facing the RWL Cruiserweight Champion for the first time ever. This is going to be exciting. And here we go. Referee Walt Rothburn sounds the bell. Here we go. They lock up collar and elbow. Gary sets it up. Whoa. Nice suplex. Follows it up with a running chop on Mad Dog Mark McKay. An overhand right to the head. A second one. Oh man, he is just stunned silly. Elbows to the midsection from McKay. Suddenly out of his reverie. Locks up with Gary Galaxy. Whips him over the top rope and onto the... Whoa. A hard shot trying to knock him off the apron. Finally succeeds in doing it with a hangman off the top rope. And here he comes. Whoa, Johnny Bianco nearly taken down by Mad Dog Mark McKay. He got out of the way in a hurry. Johnny Bianco, welcome to the ringside, Johnny. Mad Dog Mark McKay, hard right to the head of Gary Galaxy. A stomp to the midsection, a kick to the chest. Sylvia Strong, not sure whether she should engage or not. Mad Dog Mark McKay, a series of hard rights to the head of the RWL Cruiserweight Champion. Galaxy brought back up to his feet. The referee continues to count. Gary Galaxy brought back into the ring. Mad Dog Mark McKay in hot pursuit. Here we go. Gary Galaxy right there to greet him, but again, a clever escape from Mad Dog Mark McKay as he makes his way to the far corner, smashes Gary Galaxy's head into the turnbuckle. Gary counters with a forearm, makes the run for it. Here we go, up the, whoa! What a moonsault off the top rope from the Prototype, and then as Slag Blade takes him down. A hard shot to the midsection. Mad Dog Mark McKay catching, oh, what a nasty neckbreaker across the knee of Gary Galaxy. The Prototype stomps the arm of Mark McKay, takes himself all the way up to the top rope, drops the leg right across the throat, and immediately covers. One, but only just a one. Gary Galaxy moves in an overhand right to the head of Mark McKay. A rebound off the rope. What a flying kick right to the face of Mad Dog Mark McKay. McKay responds with a jawbreaker. Backs Gary Galaxy off. Galaxy whipped to the ropes. An elbow right to the face. And now Mad Dog Mark McKay in the driver's seat at the moment. Rolling elbow to the back of the Cruiserweight Champion. Johnny Bianco trying to contain his excitement here. He does not get to ringside. This is the first time I've ever seen it. Gary Galaxy steps up for a reset, comes on back. Look at this, Mad Dog Mark McKay practically daring Gary Galaxy to take a shot at him. Escorts him to the far corner, head first into the turnbuckle. Gary Galaxy is busted open. Mad Dog Mark McKay has the champ. Oh, knocked him off the top turnbuckle onto the apron and onto the floor, and here he goes. Oh, well, that did not work out well. Mad Dog Mark McKay pretending he meant to do that, apparently. A stomp to the chest of Gary Galaxy, or two. Drives a knee into the head of Gary Galaxy, driving his face into the floor. Mad Dog Mark McKay pitches Galaxy towards the barricades. A blatant choke on the outside where it really doesn't matter. Gary Galaxy rounded up by Mad Dog Mark McKay. Galaxy responding with elbows. The referee leading with these guys to get us back inside the ring. Gary Galaxy again drives that knee right into the spiked neckbreaker. Gary Galaxy pitched towards the ring steps but doesn't quite get there. Mad Dog Mark McKay makes his way back into the ring, urging Gary Galaxy to get back in there. Johnny Bianco trying to rally the crowd here in Gainesville for the Prototype. The Cruiserweight Champion back up on his feet. His fist pumping, trying to encourage the fans to, oh, here comes Mad Dog Mark McKay. Kick to the midsection. Winds it up, and there's a neckbreaker. On the outside, the referee resumes the count all over again, rolls himself back inside the ring, inviting Gary Galaxy to come on back, but Gary Galaxy is in bad shape at the moment. The referee urging him to get back inside. He is not even hearing him. McKay takes himself up to the top. Gary Galaxy finally making his way to a standing position. And, oh, misses with the fist drop. Perhaps high-risk maneuvers are not Mad Dog Mark McKay's field of specialty. Gary Galaxy makes his way back in, catches a running DDT from Mark McKay. McKay gathers Galaxy to his feet. Whoa, what a slap to the chest, and another, and a couple of rights into the bargain. McKay counters with some kicks to the leg of Gary Galaxy. A chop across the chest, a collar and elbow tie-up from Mad Dog Mark McKay, but Gary Galaxy counters with a series of elbows. Gary Galaxy walks up McKay, hard Irish whip to the ropes, and whoa, beautiful arm drag from Gary Galaxy. McKay from behind with a hard right. Miss Moore's X encouraging Mad Dog Mark McKay to get this done quickly. And here we go, he's going for it. Here's a cover, 1, 2, but only just a 2. Another near fall in this wild matchup. McKay gouging the face of the Cruiserweight Champion. Gary Galaxy being escorted center ring rather forcefully by Mad Dog Mark McKay. McKay winds it up. There's a cloverleaf. Stretching that leg, the knees. Mad Dog Mark McKay not letting it go either. Gary Galaxy looking like he's in some significant pain right here. McKay rounds him up. And look at this. A half crab. Mad Dog Mark McKay strategically working on the legs of the Cruiserweight champion. Gary Galaxy escapes that time, locks up Mark McKay, winds it up, slams his head to the back of the canvas. Gary Galaxy tries to make it to the ropes, but no good. Mad Dog Mark McKay being taken towards the ropes by Gary Galaxy. Gary has him up, hangs him up off the top rope in the most brutal way possible. The Prototype working the crowd here in Gainesville. Miss Morse X got to be a little concerned. Whoa! Shoulder tackle puts McKay out on the floor again. Gary Galaxy slips on out. Rounds up McKay and a hard forearm drops him like a bad habit. Mad Dog Mark McKay on the out. Look at this. Gary Galaxy with a spinning neckbreaker. Galaxy rounds up McKay once more. And whoa, whoa, man, that was on. Wow. Gary Galaxy pulling out all the stops here in this first time ever encounter with Mad Dog Mark McKay. Makes his way back inside the ring now. Mad Dog Mark McKay looks like he's having some trouble here. Gary Galaxy got his target sighted. McKay standing himself up, and here we go. Whoa, flying kick right to the face of Mad Dog Mark McKay. Galaxy drives a knee into the elbow of Mad Dog Mark McKay. Oh, here we go. Gary Galaxy looks like he's hunting it. Here we go. Whoa, the neck breaker doesn't. Oh, wow. Clothesline from McKay, followed up by a second one. And there's number 3, Mad Dog Mark McKay. Lit up here. Gary Galaxy in the far corner. Oh, a splash. And the Cruiserweight champion is down. McKay with his boot to the throat of Gary Galaxy. Galaxy spills out to the side. Here we go. Here's another cover. 1, 2, and another near fall. Gary Galaxy raising the left shoulder just in time here. Galaxy catches a leg drop from Mad Dog Mark McKay. Sylvia Strong and Johnny Bianco at ringside starting to look more than a little concerned as Mad Dog Mark McKay drags Gary Galaxy towards center ring again, follows it up with a stomp to the leg. Really working the legs of the Cruiserweight champion. McKay, a double axe handle across the back. Gary Galaxy trying to make it to the corner here. McKay right there watching him into the far corner. Headlock punch right to the face. Gary Galaxy is bleeding. Elbow to the midsection. McKay locked up by Gary. Whip to the ropes. Spinning kick. Takes him down center ring. Here's a cover hook the leg. 1, 2. And are you kidding me? Are you serious? What the actual hell? Wow. Mad Dog Mark McKay absolutely refusing to give up here. Gary Galaxy with a hard forearm takes him down. McKay steps out for a brief reset, rolls himself back inside. Let's see if it does any good. Uh-oh, this isn't good. Another cloverleaf, another possible submission. And Gary Galaxy's legs have taken already quite a bit of punishment. Gary with a hard right backs off McKay. Hobbles to his legs, his standing position. Galaxy whipped to the ropes. McKay ducks under a second time. Misses with his move and catches a running forearm from Gary Galaxy. Followed up with a series of hard right hands to the head. Mr. Markomania having some trouble here. Here's a moonsault off the ropes from the Cruiserweight champion. And now Gary Galaxy, bleeding, battered, and everything, but supremely confident at the present time. Miss Morse X urging McKay to get up. Gary Galaxy on the top turnbuckle, waiting for McKay to stand himself up. Here we go, flying kick right across the chest of Mark McKay. Gary follows it up with a driving knee into the elbow of Mad Dog Mark McKay. McKay trying to stand himself up. Gary Galaxy right there locks him up. Hard whip to the ropes. Here comes McKay, and whoa, what a neck breaker. What unbelievable. Here's a cover, hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3, and what a matchup. Gary Galaxy defeats Mad Dog Mark McKay by pinfall.
The time, 10 minutes and 42 seconds. Your winner, Gary Galaxy.
Well, Mad Dog McKay has not suffered a loss in quite some time, but Gary Galaxy, the Prototype, the Cruiserweight champion, serves him one in their first time encounter this evening. that concludes tonight's first half of RWL Rage. The second hour when we return right after this.